Hi, I'm Ashley Appap.
And I'm Hayley Tanto.
Welcome to Call an Adult, a Pretty Little Liars recap podcast.
Each week we'll dive headfirst into the absolutely bonkers world of PLL as we recap the iconic series.
Where everyone is hot.
And no one calls an adult.
Let's go, bitches!
A. Hi!
Huh?
Oh my goodness, we're back.
Oh, we're back.
It's always good to be back.
It's always good to be back when you've been gone.
Since we've been gone, which I guess
can't breathe for the
technically
first
in the
time.
feed we haven't, but it's...
We haven't, but we also have. Look, we're going to be honest with you. We record in little chunks.
Which I think, you know.
Come on. You know by now.
That's why I keep forgetting what song was in like the last episode in like the little song segment.
we'll get to it, we'll get to it,
and
but-
I've forgotten.
But that's okay. Hayley, how are you? There have been a lot of big changes for us both since our last batch recording. So catch people up. How is your home that you own?
That is true. And that's why the Instagram has been extremely quiet because I think both of our lives have been in chaos.
They have. Hayley moved house.
I moved house. I moved into the house Dale and I bought recently.
Important.
2 weeks ago. And moving was so hard.
Did you get movers of some
We did.
kind?
And it was still my cousin's boyfriend's moving company.
My cousin's boyfriend's moving company.
And
Song
they
of
were
the summer.
fantastic. They were fantastic.
Beautiful. Shout out to them.
I was going to give them a shout out, then I'm like, I don't know.
You don't have to. We'll just shout out to the concept of them.
Shout out to them.
We appreciate them.
They were amazing, but we just had so much to move across the city, which I think I guess if you move out of the city or move state or move somewhere big, you're more organized. So you don't do, like we did a bunch of little trips and it was kind of hellish.
And have you ever used like a moving thing before? I've not.
No.
Yeah.
And it was chock full. The truck was chock full. And we didn't like get them. They just dropped the stuff and then we moved everything else.
Yeah.
So I guess you technically can just keep paying them to like make trips, but it is like
Yes.
it was like a 35-minute trip there and back. So it's like 35 minutes
Hourly
there.
fees, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. So we didn't do that. And then we just kept having to drive there after work and stuff and then clearing it out. We're getting our bond back.
Woo!
Which is a crazy
experience.
It's a crazy thing to be getting the bond back. You forget.
You forget
about a bond.
Well, I mean, I could only assume going from renting to buying, then there's no bond anymore.
There's no bond.
So to get the bond back and then not have to put it into another bond, what is that? Tell us what that's like.
I'm excited. It feels like free money, but it's not. It's literally money that we put in.
You're in a post-bond timeline.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a bond girl.
You're a bond.
I'm a bond girl.
No, you know what it is? You're no longer a bond girl.
I'm no longer a bond girl.
You're an ex-bond girl.
Sad. Sad.
But you graduated.
Ashley Marin gives ex-bond girl. Anyways, that's my update is that we've been moving and we're kind of settled. Pudding's extremely settled.
Oh, the girl.
And so it's
The
so
queen.
nice to be back recording with you and like just
I'm
getting
thrilled.
because we've kind of been hermits.
And also I did see the bit of footage that I've seen of your home is I see that staircase. Put on the stairs. It's giving Hannah listening to Wilden and Ashley
On the stairs.
stairs.
I love having stairs again. It feels really like adult to have stairs.
Beautiful.
It
I've
does.
never had stairs.
Oh yeah, I've been to your family home. Beautiful family home. But it is.
I'm
It's
lying.
like
There's 2 steps. There's 2 steps.
Steps are
but
not stairs.
Yeah, and my house, grew up in my house. We moved into that house when I was 10. Before that, we also single story.
Can I come over to the pool in the summer?
Oh.
I'm on the right side of town now.
You're even closer now. Oh, absolutely.
Because we once had a pool day and it was one of the best days.
It was one of the best. It's Andrew Cunanan / Canon that you and my dear friend Melissa Viola were there. And so now you know each other as Mel from the pool and Hayley from the pool. Even though now I feel like you've seen each other outside of that context so many times.
She's still Mel from the pool.
She'll always be Mel from the pool.
Even though I have, seen her at Theory and stuff. But she's Mel from the pool.
She's Mel from the pool. And you know what? What is happening this upcoming summer, January for us? Your girl here, me, it's that me espresso turning 30. 30, flirty, thriving.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe I need to have a little bit of a pool.
I think
party.
you absolutely have to have a pool party.
That is what I want to do. I want to ask mum and dad, like, can I get some friends over and swim at your house for my 30th birthday? Which is what I did for my 13th birthday.
That's a perfect birthday.
Rule of threes, because both of those numbers have 3 in them.
Exactly. I am 100% in. Please. How are you? I don't know what you want to talk about on pod, but you've been having a time.
I've been having a time, ups and downs. The big up/down is my beloved cutie, my boyfriend Dougie, superstar.
A boyfriend of the pod.
Boyfriend of the pod, which we still haven't had him on the pod. And he has multiple times been like, I'll just come on. And then I've been like, but you don't understand the show, the law. And I've been really like, you need to at least
watch one episode.
He's been like, I'll just watch it. I'll just get all stoned, watch whichever episode you need and come on. I'm like, you don't understand. And I told him
I don't know what's going on a good day.
Exactly. On a good day in Rosewood. And I can't stop remembering how guilty I felt when Millie Holton, our beautiful friend, hilarious comedian, writer, star, came on the podcast, and it was so much work for her to know what was going on that she made
board.
She made a whole board that explained everything that would have required so many hours of work that I felt so guilty about.
She loves it.
Anyway, the point is he's always like, I'll come on the pod, and I'm like, there's so much research you need to do. It's just really. Anyway, he will be on at some point, but also
he doesn't have time to do any research now though.
No, except for potentially researching the Warner Brothers lot itself, because he has been thrown back into the world of Los Angeles. What is this accent?
I love it.
He's actually currently on a plane on his way back here. Stepping on a plane at LAX.
Who's he flying with?
Cardigan. I think Qantas.
Also?
I don't know. Oh, no. I think it's Virgin, actually.
We've been tracking planes because we're now in a flight path. So Dale's like obsessed with tracking planes. And I was like, oh, next time you have to let me know your flight number.
I will.
Because now we're like, okay.
You can wave when
you will be able to see our house.
I grew up over a flight path also. And it's very fun to look up
a certain
and be like,
half of Melbourne.
Absolutely.
You will be over the flight path.
It's important.
Under the flight path.
Under the flight path.
Who's he flying?
I'm going to check right now. He texted me the flight details.
Is it in business class?
It's in business class.
Fuck.
On Warner Brothers dime. I should explain why he's there. So basically, Dougie is an actor. He's been doing things and he's done things United. Okay, he's flying United, which I think is Qantas. Or maybe it's just United. Okay. I don't know.
Because United's kind of like, I think I've only flown them domestic and I didn't like it. Or maybe that was American.
American Airlines. I don't know. Anyway, the point is he has been cast in, which is the funniest sentence in the world to me, he's been cast in a Young Sheldon spin-off, which is
a spin-off of a spin-off.
A spin-off of a spin-off, if you will, as Sheldon's brother-in-law-ish. Basically, the timeline of this world is young Sheldon comes first, and in young Sheldon he has an older brother named Georgie, I believe. And then we go from young Sheldon into this new show, which is called Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. And it's following the older brother named Georgie and his wife, I believe.
I would assume so.
Who've had a baby. And so then it picks up right from where young Sheldon ended, I believe. And then it's going back to her. So young Sheldon's
ended?
It's ended. Yeah, I believe it had 7 seasons. And then it's taking the two of them, this couple, and going back to her family and where her family lives. And then we're following her family. So it's Sheldon's brother's wife's family, and then Dougie's playing her brother.
And who is the actress playing her?
He's playing Emily Osment's brother. Oh, my God. He's playing Emily Osment from so many iconic shows. Hannah Montana, Spy Kids 2. Personally, I'm very excited about Spy Kids 2.
That is so crazy. That's like surreal.
And we've got on good authority that she's lovely, so that's great.
That's really important.
And lots of, like, the cast seems really all lovely people, and it's a really fun show, and he's having a great time. He's only been there for a couple of weeks. They shot the pilot, and now he's coming back home to basically pack up his life, and then he's going back, and he's going to be there till the end of the year. I'm going to go visit him. And that means that I will be able to go into the Warner Brothers lot and just kind of like, I don't know.
Run around. Go to Rosewood. Go to Philly. Go to Ravenswood.
I will not go to Ravenswood under any conditions.
Go to
the Brew.
Gilmore. The Brew.
The Brew or the Grill. I'll go to the Grill. I want to be a
Lucky Leon's.
I want to
Eat the cupcakes, bitch. I don't remember what that said.
Pull the towel out and
Oink,
get some money.
oink, fat pig. I don't remember what it said.
Oink. It probably did say that,
some
honestly.
shit like that. I swear to God, they're like, eat the cupcakes, pig.
Eat your
And
little
then
cup.
she like ate them. I'd be like,
She ate, I fear.
she ate, I fear.
Emma Chamberlain said that once in a vlog a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, that's really funny, and I haven't been able to stop saying it.
Yeah.
And that's... Anyway, so that's my update is I am suddenly in a long-distance relationship, which was always on the cards. Dougie and I have been together for 2.5 years, and when we met, it was a conscious decision that we were like, should we be in a relationship or are you going to have to leave at some point? And he was very much like, well...
Live
at
in
least,
the present, live in the moment.
and he was like, well, at least if that happened, LA is also like, it wouldn't be a crazy thing for you to go there because you lived there for 3.5 years.
Flight away.
And I mean, my life is here and our lives here and our families are here and we both want to be here long term. But also we both have lives there.
Yeah,
somewhat.
connections.
So I'm very excited to go and to see my best friends Kelsey and Shannon and to watch comedy. And as it pertains to all of you listening, like I said, go to the Warner Bros. lot. You better believe I'll be making some content if I'm allowed, whatever I'm allowed to do within being there. But
especially if you post it on the Patreon, which no one has, because then that's like private.
It's private.
So the Warner Brothers lawyers can't get to it.
So I'll find out what I am.
Stop saying this on the free feed, so the Warner Brothers lawyers can't get us.
Well, there we go. Maybe it'll have to all be on the Patreon. So join that if you have. I don't know. We'll see. The point is that that's my big life. We've both had huge life changes.
But yours is like crazy.
It's
like
crazy.
It's fucking crazy. And it came out of like nowhere and it's been like a big fortnight or like week for you.
Yeah, it has. And something big that I've noticed is because Dougie is, once again, you haven't met him on the pod yet. So you don't know. I feel like you all know a lot about Dale by now because he was on the pod. We hear his little asides. But one thing about Dougie is he's the most normal. He's a very normal person in like when you picture just a little guy. That's what his personality is.
He's a little guy.
He's a little guy. And it's crazy. So many of our friends that have been like, oh my God, this is happening. That's crazy. And then they've like read an article that said he was in this other show that was made by these creators. Well, or like I had no idea that he did that. And I was like,
Nowhere Boys?
He was on
It's like
Nowhere Boys and Upper Middle Bogan, which were two very successful shows here when he was like 15 onwards. And then when he was 19, he was cast in Disjointed, which was a different show by Chuck Lorre, who's the man who created The Big Bang Theory and
2.5 Men.
And 2.5 Men.
Mom?
Probably? I think so, yeah.
Just any successful multicam in the States, I would say is.
Yeah. Anyway, but a lot of people that we know have been like so surprised that this is happening. And I'm like, well, also he was on a multicam made by the same people like 6 years ago. So it's not actually that wild. But he's so and I mean this compliment, boring. Dougie's so boring in like a not actually boring. He's very entertaining and I have the most fun with him in the world. And I love him so much. He's my best friend. But to his core, he's such just like a dad hanging around.
But he's also...
So it's interesting. It's very funny. So
Emily Osment's on-screen brother.
On-screen brother, absolutely. But my point being, that he doesn't talk about any of that stuff because he's just like, I just want to hang out with my friends. I don't even think that that's important to care about or talk about.
I would brag so much. I would be so annoying.
Well, that's why I'm here, to brag for him.
And we're allowed to brag for him.
And we're allowed to brag for him. The point is, very thrilled for him, but also it's been a bit destabilizing and things have been a bit crazy because all of a sudden the person that I sleep in a bed with at least 4 nights a week is just gone. It's a crazy adjustment. And also his family this is the first time, February of this year, this is the first time they've all lived in one country since he was, I believe, 8 years old.
Wow.
So it's like they all finally got to one place and now
he's like, I have to go be an actor.
But it's been very cute. His mum and my mum are friends and messaging each other. My mum the other day read out in the most mum way, like, his mum sent me this. Doug's is doing very well. And it was very funny.
That's so mum.
It's so mum.
Mom.
Wow. Anyway, so that's
Huge times.
We've spent 16 minutes up getting up to speed and we need to get going. But that's what's going on. Big changes for both of us.
Huge.
So now let's get straight into the fucking ep, okay? Let's go. I'm very excited. Okay, so we are talking today about Pretty Little Lies Season 4, Episode 8, The Guilty Girls Handbook.
Love that.
Love it. Okay, so this episode was directed by Janice Cook. Welcome. Don't know you, but we love. And it was written by Jan Oxenberg.
This
Two
was
Jans.
actually, that's really good to know because this was very well directed.
One cup.
This was a really...
It was a really good episode. This episode came out on July 30th, 2013. So happy birthday to all the July 30 babies out there. If you're one of them, HBD doll. Happy birthday to these July 30th babies. Joey King, actress.
Happy birthday.
HBD. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Governor himself.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Terry Crews.
Happy birthday.
King. Lisa Kudrow.
Happy birthday.
Gina Rodriguez.
Happy birthday. This is crazy.
This is a crazy
This is a good
day.
time.
Henry Ford, rip. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hilary Swank.
Happy... Trivia on her.
Really?
Did we know this? And I apologize if we knew this and we've said it on pod. Did you know she was married to Chad Lowe?
What?
I found that out doing some research for the Patreon episode we're going to record today.
What are you talking about?
So I kind of wanted to save it for that. But then you just said it and I have to say it now.
We can repeat it on that.
And we will. They were married.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. They don't have any kids together, but they were married.
$1 million baby.
Yeah. And Chad Lowe.
And Chad Lowe. That's crazy. Happy birthday, Paul Anka. Happy birthday, Christopher Nolan. Happy birthday, Jamie Presley.
This is
Happy
fucked.
birthday, Lawrence Fishburne.
Jesus.
Happy birthday to everyone on this holy day.
God.
Hilary Swank. Married to Chad Lowe. That's crazy. Okay. Hayley, it's time for you to guess what the number one song was on the day of this release, July 30th, 2013. Okay, here we go. Was it Cruise by Florida Georgia Line?
No.
Wake Me Up by Avicii.
Ooh.
Or Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke featuring T.I. and Pharrell?
Blurred Lines.
You're correct again.
Yeah. Fuck me.
There's no point in having any suspense. It's going to be, I feel like it's just going to be so long.
So wake me up when it's all over. When Blurred Lines gets off the fucking chart.
And one day it will. Simply
One
must.
day, but I don't know when.
Not today. Okay. It's time to hear from the 12-year-olds.
Let's hear from them.
After Ashley Marin is denied bail, Hannah seeks Mona's help in plotting her biggest lie ever, a false confession to murdering Detective Wilden. Arya learns that Mike is taking martial arts classes from Jake, and he is afraid of his teammates. Spencer finds a statement from Eddie Lamb regarding Mrs. Cavanaugh's alleged suicide. She discovers discrepancies between his statement and Wilden's official report, suggesting that Wilden was paid to alter the facts. Veronica later receives a call saying Mona Vanderwall has confessed to killing Detective Wilden.
That was gagoo.
A scene. A is seen drilling holes in the floor of the De Laurentiis home. This is a crazy episode.
Oh, I did not know what house we
Me
were in
neither.
personally.
I was like, oh, whose house is
And when I looked it up on like the PLL wiki, it just says a house. So that's good to know.
A house. Get it?
A house. That was really succinct.
Thank you. Oh, to the 12-year-olds, not me. I didn't write it.
That wasn't a compliment to you. Actually, you read it succinctly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was easy to read succinctly because it was written succinctly. It was a good, I think that's like an A.
We don't give him an A very much, so let's give him
So let's give him an A is for alive.
A is for alive.
And I'm alive because I'm living for that episode description. Now, Hayley, what does Australian streaming service Stan have to say?
Australian streaming service Stan says, Caleb tries to convince Hannah that Mona can't be trusted.
You're not wrong.
And that's succinct.
And that is succinct.
And specific, because sometimes Stan is not specific.
That was a good one because it makes us question, what's going to happen? Versus just saying one plot point like, Mona confesses to murder, which they could have done, but they made it
alternatively, Stan loves to say like, the girls find themselves facing the consequences for their lies.
Or like, Caleb, Tyler Blackburn looks hot, which he does.
I'm like, I know.
Sexy, can I?
Is that all the segments?
That's all.
You smashed through them.
We had to go quick because we spent so much time up top talking about our goddamn men.
Lives. Our lives.
Our men lives.
Our life.
Our lives. And now we have to power through this. And you know what? If you don't know already, we've got coffees. So we are on.
And I've finished my coffee. So I'm.
Woo! So you know she's going to be farting soon. Who are you, Ezra? Okay.
I'm going to be going crazy, I'll tell you that. Immediately, Dale did watch this with me, or at least watch like half of this with me. So while we're watching the previously on, so before we even get into the episode, we're watching the previously on, he sees the car fly through the Fields' house.
Important.
And he does say, A should have murdered more people. And I was like, expand on that. And he's like, they're really relying on people always ducking out of the way and not dying. And I'm like, that's true. I feel like we've said something like that of like, wow, like wants people to survive. Like they really try to kill people in a way that I don't think they want to kill people.
Agent of chaos.
Agent of chaos. Anyway, so I agree with Dale, but I was like, no, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
So Emily, I was confused. I didn't know where Emily and Pam were. They're in some kind of motel.
Yes. My first note is, of course, there's no sign of the living room bandit, in brackets, driver. Person who drove through the thing. And Pam does say something like, how did they get out so quickly? They must have just like done it and ran. And it's like, yeah, how did no one spot the person driving this car? And this is 2013, so there wasn't a self-driving car.
No.
In that time.
Also, would they be like half in the living room?
Yeah.
Maybe just the bonnet. I don't know.
I think the whole thing went into the living room.
Well, then, I mean, A's quick. Spencer has an early contender for line of the year.
Oh, God.
She says, and it's a really funny one. Did you write it down?
Let's do it together.
A really likes throwing cars at people. That was fucking funny and real and true.
Hilarious.
I'm like, A does. It's kind of like what Dale said. I'm like, A loves throwing cars at people.
This is the rule of threes. This is the third time it's happened.
And I don't think they want to kill the people they're throwing cars at.
They just want to spook them. It's crazy. Also, Pam in the scene before she's very stressed, obviously, and she says that she wants Emily to focus on her future. So if you want to know where Emily's storyline goes this episode, that is where. Anyway.
Anyway.
We are then at Diet House, Victoria Slasting's Diet House, and she says, have you girls had breakfast? And I wrote, Victoria Slastings, they haven't. It's Diet House.
You trained Spencer to not have breakfast.
Okay.
You trained Spencer to have a black coffee for breakfast.
And a shit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
To keep it thin.
There's no breakfast in this house.
We know.
Just muffins in the bin.
Don't remind me. And chips being used as like a map once when she was stealing like, not chips, there were cheese bread or like cheese sticks.
Crazy bread?
Similar to crazy bread, but she was like stealing Hannah's like cheese sticks or whatever to make like a house.
Oh, to make like a diorama of.
Yeah, eat.
That's right.
Anyway, I just can't relate.
I can't relate to that. I would eat those chips. Then we find out in this scene from Veronica that Ashley has pled not guilty.
Yes.
Right? But she's not allowed to be released on bail. And so they're moving her from the Rosewood Penitentiary, wherever she is, to a state prison in Muncie.
And I was like, only know from Parks and Rec.
Of course. From Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry's like holiday house.
Jerry Gergich, because every year they go on a trip to Muncie, Indiana. That's a
shout out to anyone listening that's from Muncie. Tell us all about it.
What's your favorite thing about Muncie? What's your least favorite thing about Muncie? All we know is that Jerry Gergich liked to go there.
He once replied to a tweet of mine.
What did he say, Hayley? What did he say?
I need to find it. He was just like, I think, and it sucked because I think I was just quoting it. Then I'm like, damn it, Jerry, or something. Like it was like kind of not like mean, but like in the context of the show mean, because he's kind of like
pushover
in the show.
Yeah.
And then he replied just being like, oh, Amy Poehler and Aubrey Plaza are so wonderful to work with. And it was just like,
what a good man.
Yeah, he was just so lovely. There's a moment where, Veronica Slastings, Victoria Slastings is giving this news, and then Hannah's like mad, and she's like, you promised like this wouldn't happen, or you promised you'd like fix this. And then she's like, honey, I'm sorry. And I was like, Hannah really is 16 sometimes. Like I know she's like, when she was like, you promised, I'm like, yeah, well, it didn't fucking happen, Hannah.
No, but also I understand like she's the most realistic. Her emotional reactions to things are completely valid and real.
I think that's sometimes what kind of will annoy us about Hannah. And then it's like, we forget that these are children. Like they are 16-year-olds.
Well, we forget because one of them's fucking an adult.
Yeah. And then Spencer's normalized. Like 80 years old. Like she's like 40.
And Emily's, honestly.
Emily's going to Nicaragua.
First name Nick, last name Aragua.
Oh, I thought I could pronounce that. And then
You got there.
Got on this pod after a coffee and
one coffee down.
Struggled.
So yeah, Hannah's really salty about all of this. Fair enough. And she's not going to school, and she's then like she's scared that she's going to have to move in with Tom Flopmarin and Kate and Isabel, which is a scary thought. Scary.
It is scary. We hate them.
Then we're at the Montgomery household.
And she does apologize to Spencer for yelling at her mum.
She does.
Which I really appreciate because I was like, the fuck?
What the fuck? Then we're at Montgomery Woodhouse, which I don't think we've ever called it that, but it is it's made of wood.
It's a wood house. It's a beautiful house. It's a wood house.
It's wood house. It's a bird. It's like a birdhouse.
Little tree house, but little chipmunk, Byron, Hillary Swank's ex-husband.
Chipmunk. This house is treehouse.
Yeah, this house is treehouse.
I know that we probably
what do they call
named it a long
fair
time
house?
ago.
I can't remember.
Treehouse.
But it's treehouse.
So we're at treehouse, and Lucy Hale's hair here looks like a wig.
Yes.
Did you agree? I was
think
like,
so.
what's going on here?
It always looks wiggish.
Kristen
Wiggish. And she is, because she's got beautiful, thick, like black hair.
Gorgeous hair.
Brown hair. She is wearing a comic book dress. She is wearing
What
a
comics
comic.
do we see on there? Did you take note?
Not Garfield, not Heathcliff, not Dilbert.
Well, then who cares?
I just kind of more like a...
Fred Bassett?
No Fred Bassett, no Archie comics, no Betty and Veronica.
No Scott Pilgrim?
No Scott Pilgrim. But she is wearing a comic book dress, and I think that's worth noting.
It's very out of character.
But it's not like you see her in it and you're like...
It's art. She's art core.
And I would have like wanted it at the time.
Of course.
Her outfits in this are deeply 2012.
Of course. In this scene, Mike says that he needs to spend time with his lacrosse guys. And he's got a dojo book bag that says Premier Tang Sudo. And I went, okay, Mike.
Okay. And
what's
she is like...
here?
What are you doing there? Are you taking classes there? What are you doing? Like she's immediately like so sus in a way that I forgot. I was watching this being like, wait, why the fuck did you go to the dojo? Like
same here. I completely forgot about.
I thought she was picking up Mike from the dojo when she met Jake, but I think she was trying to see. I wonder if she was like trying to find Holden.
I think she was just taking self-defense classes because she was scared. Because of being locked in the box.
Yes, and then maybe she wanted to learn from Holden, and then she met Jake. Anyway, I was watching it being like, oh, I thought you met him picking up. Like, I thought you met Jake by picking up Mike because you meet all the men because you're picking up Mike from somewhere.
That is how she was picking up Mike from the lacrosse when she met Ezra at the goddamn bar.
Yeah, so anyway.
Okay, speaking of Ezra Flops, Gerald, he is at his fucking apartment and he's on the phone to Malcolm. Oh, no, sorry, he's in the classroom. Sorry, he's at the school. He's at the school. And he's on the phone to Malcolm. And according to the conversation we only hear from Ezra's end, that Malcolm has drawn an unrecognizable picture of Ezra that looks like a dinosaur. And then I wrote, AKA a monster, which he is.
He is.
Pedophile.
And he's a dinosaur because he's old in the context of dating Arya. He's actually a very young man.
So good on you, Malcolm, for razzing him.
Malcolm... Shantae, you stay.
Ezra is asking, he's talking to Emily and Emily's stressed. He's like, how's everything? Because your house obviously just had a car crash through it. And he's like, is this happening
again? Are you being
again?
targeted again?
Is
you guys
A
have
back?
been through so much.
And she's just obviously like, no. That's pretty much it.
We get not a lot. And then Spaleb. Spoiler, but Spaleb in the hallway. We get Spencer and Caleb.
Spaleb in the hallway.
That's me in the spot. Caleb wants Hannah to call him. He's just like, what the fuck is up with Hannah?
Because she's just balls deep in trying to figure out how to get her mum out of prison. I wrote, Caleb, miss Hannah and worry about her.
Yes.
And he does. And he asks Spencer, like, how's she really doing? You know?
And then they also mention, like, the 3 numbers that are connected to New York.
Okay, Nigel. So the guy that Toburky and Caleb went and harassed at the flight place when he threw the lockers down and just ran away in a really unconvincing way. Remember that? His name's his real name was Nigel. And they tracked down this phone number that led to him. And then basically his phone was assigned to 3 different numbers or something. And Toburky apparently in this episode is currently in New York he's gone to all of the locations that those phone numbers have to try to do that.
Okay, Toburky, just missing school.
Has he ever been at school?
He doesn't
No, he's a police officer. Wait, how old is Toburky?
Or I think maybe he just dropped out of school.
Are you allowed to be a police officer at like 16 years old? What is... Also, we cannot stress...
He's not a police officer yet, though.
No, he's on his way. Oh, okay.
Isn't he? He's like a builder.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, spoiler, sorry.
I don't think anyone cares.
ACAB, Toburky
becomes a police officer.
Look, it doesn't affect...
I think he's still very young, but...
Well, this is the thing. Okay, so there's an event that happens midway through season 5 that between Halloween Train to that episode, remember we've talked about this on the pod before.
The timeline is
The timeline is
crazy.
apparently 1 month.
Makes no sense.
It's been one
One
month. So in that timeline where it's been the month, it's Thanksgiving Day, I believe, mid season 5 I'm talking about, he is a police officer then. So that is to say that at some point in the next month of where we are in the show, he will become a police officer.
People just get jobs.
He's 16. It doesn't make sense.
The one thing about Rosewood is that there are jobs available.
Hey, you need a
They
job.
have a great economy for jobs.
They have a great economy for jobs, absolutely. And businesses. There's new businesses popping up constantly.
And speaking of jobs, back in Fitz's office, Ezra tells Emily to call an old supervisor from Habitat for Humanity, I guess, to
When
ask
she
for
went to
like a
Haiti?
reference or something. And he says, someone's got to remind you who you really are, Emily. And I like that.
I like
was
that, but also what is he referencing?
like just a
helpful.
full person. I feel like she's like kind of a shell at the moment.
That's true. She can't swim.
Fitz is great with, like, he was great with, I think, Hannah last episode or like last time we recorded, I think. Like,
Yeah.
he's great when he's not trying to fuck a minor. Like, he's a good teacher.
He's a good teacher. If
when
only
he's not trying to fuck a minor. But he's not a good teacher because
he's
he
not.
fucked a minor. So
So he encouraged her to call someone from that Habitat for Humanity thing when she went to Haiti to like get a reference so she can get into college because obviously she cannot swim anymore. She cannot get a swimming scholarship. Then
Sorry.
Hannah gets a collect call from Ashley Marin. And
from an incarcerated MILF.
Okay. Hannah, the iconic stairs we referenced earlier, Hannah answers the phone by the stairs and these girls are acting their asses off. It's such a beautiful scene.
It's so beautiful.
Ashley Benson and Laura Layton are fucking killing it. They're just on the phone. They're sad. They miss each other. They're scared. That's honestly all that happens. But
They say it's not fair and I agree.
I agree.
And then Hannah hangs up and guess who is there?
Mona in the kitchen.
Oh my God. And then Hannah's like, I'm going to confess to killing Detective Wilden.
Woo! And she says, and you're going to help me.
I love that. And she says, this is going to be the biggest lie I've ever told. I'm like, we have to say lie.
Lie.
Say lie.
So Mona is being like sus and coy. And we get this iconic line from Hannah. She says, you're the only one who knows how to actually live in a lie.
I love that.
And I wanted to be like, got a secret.
Can you keep it? This was such a good subplot, this episode.
Yes.
And this was so well directed and we'll get into it. But I really enjoyed this. And I love the Hannah-Mona dynamic.
I love Janelle Parrish. I love Ashley
Janelle
Benson.
Parrish is so good.
Janelle Parrish eats.
She does eat.
She ate, I fear. See? I brought it back.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Then my next note just says, some lackey in the courts is dropping off files from Ashley's case and Spencer steals file.
A young, handsome man called Beckett is pulling out all these boxes and Spencer is kind of aggressive in a sexual way with him.
Which we know she loves to do with older men.
Yeah, it was like she was so confident and flirty.
Get it, girl. And by it, I mean the file.
The file, and she does.
So she's now, then we go for a second to Jake, AKA.
We're at Jake's dojo.
Jake's dojo.
He's in a
Jake's
tank top.
Dojo Casa Mojo Dojo house.
Arya's like, this is such, like, I get that Arya's like scared for Mike, but it's such an excuse to talk to Jake. Sorry. It's like, you could text him.
Just text him, doll.
She goes in a comic book dress. He's in a tank top and he looks good.
Iconic
And she's
pairing
like,
of outfits.
Yeah, a comic book dress and a tank top. And she's like, is my little bro taking classes with you? And he's like, I actually don't know what the answer is. Yes, I think so. Because he's like, Mike feels like he's being like on the outs with his team after the, I guess, like Arya, after the car incident.
So in the most masculine move possible, he's learning to fight instead of talk to them.
Yeah. And then Jake's like, I'm kind of more worried about you, TBH.
Of course you are.
And I'm like, Arya's fine. I mean, she's not, but you don't know that.
Worried about
Just fuck. I don't know.
Worried about her flaps.
Bored.
Then Spencer is now at Radley El Rados.
This is fucking gag. This is another reason why this episode was well directed.
Incredible.
She comes in and she's got like a cookie tin or like a bicky tin and she's like walking in. She looks so cute and like in her Sunday best.
She's walking in like,
and she rocks up. She goes up to Eddie Lamb. I wrote Eddie Lamb always looking so fine.
Oh.
And she opens up the bicky tin and she's like, and it reveals that like Wilden, like Radley report.
Is this
starring
page
Eddie
5?
Lamb.
Or is that something else completely?
Isn't page 5 different?
I think page 5 had to do with Allison's death.
Yes.
Right?
I'm pretty sure. I
The
don't
autopsy report, that's different, right?
Because I feel like the word page, Yes, I think that is just the autopsy. And this is
Unrelated.
just like a transcript or whatever.
This is a file to do from Wilden's, like all the boxes that Beckett brought over to Spencer's house were files from Wilden's like paperwork from all the time.
And it's about like
officer.
Toburky's mum.
And it's, and
it's starring Eddie Lamb in some way. It's starring him. And she opens the box and she goes, want a cookie or take a cookie or something. And it's fucking sick.
It's sick. And it's basically a file from Wilden's like reporting from when Marion Cavanagh, never know how to say it, Toburky mama died.
I say Cavanagh. But I think the American accent makes it feel more like Cavanagh. It's like Jen Shah and Jen Shaw. And then some people think her name is Jen Shaw, but it's not.
Jen Shah.
But it's like, but when it kind of sounds like Jen Shah. But it is Shah. Anyway.
Cavanagh.
Because there was an Australian on a podcast I listened to that was like, Jen Shaw. I'm like, no, we say Jen Shah. It is.
Whereas I think it is in our accent. I think it is Cavanagh.
Cavanagh.
I'm just going off hearing comedian Ethan Cavanagh say Cavanagh instead of Kavanagh.
There you go.
I don't know, people.
Could be Cavanagh.
The point is it's Toburky.
It's Toburky.
And basically Cavanurky.
Toburky. It's Toburky Cavanurky.
Toburky Cavanurky. Oh,
that's
God.
That's his name.
Title of it.
Keep up.
Keep up,
me.
The title of that is Toburky Cavanurky in brackets. Keep up in all caps.
That so accurately describes the pod.
I love it. I love it.
Keep up.
Hey, Hayley, I love doing this and I love you.
I love doing this and I love you. And the coffee, that's it.
The coffee's hidden.
What is that? Was that a song?
That was just a little ditty.
It felt like an Ashley Simpson song.
It was pop punk. Adjace.
It was really good.
Adjace and De Laurentiis. Okay, guys, basically, thank you.
Spencer asked, here's what I've got. Spencer asked Eddie about the night Toby's mum died.
Yes.
When he talked to Detective Wilden.
Yes.
She wants to know why Wilden's notes say Marion Kavanagh jumped off the roof. Did you say this just before?
No, I was about to, but we just went on a crazy coffee fuel tangent. But basically, yeah, Wilden, what Spencer has surmised is that Wilden lied on the report about Marion and that she thinks that he was paid off and that's how he was bumped up in the police rankings and why he became like a detective because someone was paying him to fuck around and find out. Potential. Then we cut to Mona coaching Hannah through her story.
And this is where I think I quoted this in a Patreon episode, which I don't remember where it comes out in the schedule, if it was before or after this is released.
Who can know?
Hannah says, the police took every pair of high heels in this house. And Mona says, and left you with just flats? That's barbaric.
Important.
And it's a great Mona line. Janelle Parrish is so good.
She's so funny and so like such a performative, incredible actor. And serious, funny, everything.
Her and Ashley Benson are the same school of acting.
Good.
It's like a CW act. Like it's like a sassy CW acting.
I would argue that Janelle Parrish is like a tiny step above.
I agree with that, but more like they can play. Like she plays this role like so well.
Yes, she does. She's incredible.
Oh,
then we cut to, I think, the brew outside the brew. Emily and Rumer Willis.
Rumer Willis looks so pretty here.
She looks gorgeous.
Yeah, because sometimes she's a gorgeous woman, but sometimes I'm a bit like, I don't know. But here I was like, oh, I see.
I think it was the hair color was really perfect for her skin tone. She's got very fair skin. She had like a really like rich reddish tone happening, and it really worked.
Everything. Oh, and yeah, everything was working for her. And she has great model shots of Shay Mitchell with some drills.
So she's the person that Shay
Mitchell that Emily was within.
That Emily was in Haiti for Habitat Humanity. So she's Habitoot for once. That she's trying to get a reference for so that she can get to college. And one of the things that her character's name is Zoe. Zoe says, "You didn't tell me you lived in Perfectville, USA." And
I think it was Perfect Town, USA, because I didn't write it down, but because I wanted to write it down, then I like resisted for some reason. I don't know why.
Town or Ville.
But it is true that it is.
She didn't tell her. And then I wrote in all caps, yeah, it's called the Warner Brothers lot, Zoe.
And you're going to be there.
And I'm going to be there
pretty soon.
Stomping around town.
You got to go to Perfect Town or Ville, USA.
Or Ville, whichever you prefer. Then Caleb is visiting Ashley Marion in prison. An incredible meeting of the minds here.
And we love a Caleb Ashley scene. We love it.
Yeah, we do.
I wrote, everyone is worried about each other because he's like, I'm worried about Hannah. And she's like, I'm worried about Hannah. And then Hannah's worried about Ashley. I guess everyone's fine on Caleb.
No
but
one's worried about
Mona.
Mona
It's kind
at
of
this
like
point.
a triangle of worry.
Yes.
I would say. And Ashley reckons Hannah is up to no good. She's kind of like, they're like similar. She's like, we're very similar. We're like, or he's like, I think he's like, you're both so smart. And
it's very cute. She's like, I'm pretty sure Hannah's going to try to get involved. She won't just let this be. And she says, Caleb says she's brave and loyal. And then Ashley goes, and stubborn. And I was like, I love these two and they love Hannah.
I wrote gorgeous, gorgeous scene.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls, gorgeous, gorgeous scene.
It was just great.
Then Rumor Willis / Zoe is back writing a recommendation for Emily. Then Pam appears. Okay. Pam is like, I'm dropping off stuff, Emily, here. Can you take this to police station? She's still embarrassed to go to police station because she got fired. Fair enough.
Pam's having a fucking season.
Pam is she acts her ass off in a bit.
Oh,
that's amazing.
Oh my God,
Nia
she
Peoples
does.
goes for it.
Nia Peoples.
And they're basically going to find out they're going to be living in a motel for a few months. And then Emily is having a conversation with Zoe. She's like, I'm going to do Habitat for Humanity next summer. And I wrote in brackets, allegedly.
Allegedly. And Zoe's like, you seem to have quite a bit going on. You're living in a hotel, motel, holiday inn. And Emily's like, no, but I want to go build houses in Nicaragua. Fuck.
You said it. You did it.
I did? Okay, it feels weird.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua. Okay.
Nicaragua.
Man.
Incredible. Then we are back at Marin Diet House and Mona's going hard mode and making Hannah like believe that she killed Wilden.
Yes, and I think this is where like the directing, because all I have here is all caps, love the Hannah Mona training scenes this ep.
Yes, it is like training scenes.
It is, because it's like she's literally training her to lie and they're filmed in like a moody way, close-ups. They're so good. And Mona's asking like deep questions, kind of like, how did it feel? She's like, how did it feel killing Wilden? And Hannah's like, what the fuck kind of question is that? I'm like, Hannah, keep the fuck again.
16 years old.
Keep the fuck is very stop the fuck. Keep the fuck up.
The fuck.
Keep the fuck. She is 16. But I was like, get into it.
Get into it.
Get into it.
Get up here. Also, when I wrote the phrase, she believes she killed Wilden, then in brackets next to her I wrote Kilden.
Keep up.
Keep up.
What was it? Toburky, Cavanurky?
Keep up.
Keep up.
Then Caleb is stopping them.
Oh, because she's in the middle. Hannah's like imagining. She's like really trying to like imagine she's.
In a world like that, we killed Wilden. Imagine our death. Okay.
I don't think I know that song.
Ariana Grande. Then,
but Hannah's like trying to really imagine this.
Yes.
So we're getting these like scenes of her like trying to kill Wilden, and then it is interrupted by Hannah being at the back door.
We're not talking ass.
And he's like, what is happening?
And we go, ooh, and then we cut to Lackey Boy Beckett, I believe, noticed at original Diet House that Spencer took the file. Oh.
Yes, and he's so Veronica's there. So he's with Veronica, and then he like comes up to Spencer and he's like, want me to put that file back in the box before your mum notices?
That's what she said.
And Spencer's like, I got it. And it's smoldering. Or I don't know. I feel like every Spencer scene is like sexual tension.
She could float with a brick.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And I would like
that.
Yeah,
Please.
I'd watch it.
Then Ari hears a skirt outside the house and she calls Mike's phone and someone answers. It sounds like they're at like a house party or something. Someone answers and is just like, he's not conscious, and then throws his phone down and walks away.
That kid turns in the performance of a lifetime.
That kid, this is his moment.
He makes jokes that I don't remember, but he makes jokes. I think he's like, this is Mike's butler. Because I thought he was going to say butt. And I'm like, that's funny. But he's like, Mike's butler.
Hello, Mike's butt.
And then Aria in her black milk leggings. And then this is where I wrote, she is the most 2012 dressed out of all of them.
Of course.
Actually, literally all I wrote is Aria is wearing black milk leggings. She is the most 2012. So I have nothing to add on that. But she's like being dramatic about this Mike stuff.
Yes. Then, okay, before in the scene where Hannah is imagining that she's killing Wilden, because we get back to that, she is wearing, I took a picture of it.
The biggest scarf? No, I wrote about the big scarf.
She's wearing big scarf. She's also wearing leggings and Ugg boots.
Oh my
as she murders in this imagination.
I love that I was looking at the big wrap scarf and you were looking.
And that's why we're a perfect team. One of us has got the top, one of us has got the bottom.
I am so upset I did not notice she was wearing leggings and Ugg boots because that is so mean.
Crazy.
I love Uggs.
Someone's got to love them in this town.
That's so funny. Imagine trudging down to the lake in Uggs. They're called Peter Alexander home boots. You wear them at home.
Home boots.
They call them home boots instead of Ugg boots.
Then I've written Hannah putting on her lip gloss to go confess a murder. Classic.
I literally wrote Hannah puts on lip gloss to go and confess, lol, and Caleb stops her. It is so cunt to put on lip gloss. And I would do that.
I would do that. I mean, it might be the last time you have access to hydration on your lips.
You gotta look cunt when you go in.
If you're at home right now, I'm going to put my lip gloss on. You put yours on too, in honor of Hannah.
Put your lippy on.
Girl, put your lippy on.
At the tree house. Aria house. At the tree house. Jake comes over to comfort Aria and because she's like, oh my God, I had to call because I'm like, no, you didn't. Just say you wanted his dick.
Just say you wanted his dick. He wants you to take it.
Yeah, you have to like put on all these fronts anyway. And they're like, oh, we have to go like drive to an arcade. Maybe he's there. And then Mike calls and he's like, I'm fine. And
he's
then
like,
Jake's
I'm 3 blocks away staying at Billy's.
Jake's like, I'm more worried about you. And she's like, okay, you should stay. You hungry?
You want to eat this ass?
You want to eat his ass? And he's like, yeah.
Papa Smurf gonna lick my ass.
Yeah, lick my ass, bitch. The amount of times I reference that and people don't know it.
It's important.
And it puts you in a compromising position.
It's Funny Junk was an important time for the internet when we were children, okay?
It's so important.
Also,
Papa Smurf gonna lick your ass. Yeah, lick my ass, bitch.
Such a young age to have watched that, and now to know what it is, that licking an ass is a real thing.
It is.
And at that point, I thought that was just a funny thing. These cartoons.
I think it's weird singing it now and being like, oh, I get it.
Oh, I get it.
Hannah, what do I have?
Then Caleb says, no, Hannah, to confessing to a murder she didn't commit, and I agree. And he also says
she won't pull off the confession, which I don't remember that being said, but
Usher vibes.
These are my confessions. One on the way.
And then he also says the phrase, prison for kids is still prison. And I wrote, amen, Sistine Chappelle Corby.
It's true. And he says that he did think Ashley might have killed, I wrote Wilder instead of Wilden.
Wild boy.
But after seeing her in prison, he's changed his mind. She's like, she is scared. She is innocent.
He's like, she is not a killer.
She's not a killer.
I think she could be if she wanted to.
Yeah, I agree. For her daughter?
For her daughter, she would do anything.
Anything goes.
Anything Goes, the musical that she did not see in New York, which she missed out on.
Because she was maybe killing.
But she wasn't.
She wasn't. But
maybe. Then
at the
hotel holiday in shambles, Pam is sad and stressed while Em is excited about Habitat for Humanity again. But Pam is tearing up. And God, this is the scene where Nia Peoples ate.
This is a proper, and I had a sob like this earlier this week for no reason other than just like moving house just got to me and I had to cross the Westgate Bridge one more time in peak hour traffic to drop off just keys.
That's horrible.
And
you know.
And I had a sore throat and I thought I was getting sick and I was just kind of, and I thank God the next day I wasn't, but I was just like I just broke down and it was like, are you okay? And I was like full like Nia Peoples in this scene, like I'm fine. Like it was just, you just have to have a big cry.
You do.
Like it really was. I'm like, I'm mentally fine. I just have to like
get
cry.
this out. But also these kinds of cries always come out when you've been like little stress onto little stress on a little stress on a little stress and just trying to get through it and then being like, why are these horrible things
It's like when you're in like the most awful mood and then you like bump your shoulder on the door, you get caught on the door or something and then you like, that's where you break down.
And you're like, I'm going to burn this house down. Yeah, absolutely.
And also sometimes you just need to have a big sob when someone's driven a car into your living room.
When your husband is in the military in, I think, Afghanistan, your daughter has been hate crimed against at school, someone has called child services on you and your husband for your daughter's scholarship is being taken away because she injured herself and you can't afford to put her through college. Now you've lost your home and you have to live in a motel, you've lost your job. I would argue these are all really big things and she's well within
I'd have
her
a little tear.
I'd have a huge tear. I'd have a bigger tear than she's
because I had a cry this week over kind of nothing. So
there you go.
It makes sense.
And you're allowed to do that. And she still is still pushing through even mid cry. She's like, have you eaten?
That was so mum.
It was so
That was so
mum.
devastating.
And then she fully breaks down. Emily's like hugging her and she's just crying and going, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
It was such a real cry.
It made me, I was like, oh, she's pulling from past experiences,
Where
obviously.
is her Emmy?
No, and I'm not talking her daughter named Emily.
No.
Where
is her Emmy? Then, okay, so now it makes sense to me that this episode was directed by someone we haven't really seen that much of.
Yes.
Because this next scene, there's like this 80s or 80s inspired music playing as we follow some high heels strutting into the police station.
Important.
It's just so good. And then it's Mona.
Oh!
And she says, I think like, I want to speak to someone about a murder or
Says,
something.
I'd like to speak to a detective about a murder.
And I was like, I'm
in.
here. I'm in.
Then back to Treehouse. Okay, this is important. This is important, Andrew
This is
Cunanan.
really important, Andrew
Okay?
Cunanan. I know exactly what you're going to say.
Aria and Jake are watching TV and an ad for Insidious 2 comes on, which I was like, the product placement is wild. Obviously, it must be made by the same producers or something. There must be some kind of crossover with Warner Brothers.
I was going to look it up and I forgot.
I was like, I kind of like looked up and I'm like, Rose Byrne?
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's in color? And then this is a whole scene where it's just Aria and Jake talking about the Insidious franchise.
And Jake is like, it's opening next weekend.
We
You want to
should
go?
And she's like, yeah, I like the first one. She's like, it's terrifying, but in a fun way. And then and it's an ad for it. So okay, up until this point, we know three things.
We know three things.
Number one, Aria seems to only go to the movies to watch black and white movies, and at home she only ever watches black and white movies.
Yep.
Right?
So we know that the theatre plays black and white movies.
Yes, we've seen that.
We also know that the theatre plays Transformers 2.
because Ashley Marion went
Saw
there
it
once and cried alone during
Which
her
is
breakup with Tom.
The best thing you can do.
Absolutely.
Better than therapy. Now we know a third
thing that the Insidious franchise also plays in Rosewood.
At least Insidious 2 is opening next
week.
weekend. And Jake and Aria are going to go. And that is important, Andrew Cunanan, because we have been yelling and saying and hooping and hollering about it about the cinema only playing old black and white movies and Transformers 2. Now we know that there's also Insidious 2.
Sequels.
Only sequels.
Maybe they're only
Charlie's Angels Full Throttle did that play. Shrek 2.
I Need a Hero.
Happily Ever After? I don't know what Shrek 2 is.
I don't know, but it has the iconic scene at the end.
Shrek 2 is
Fairy
so
Godmother.
good.
It's the best. High School Musical 2.
Bring It On 2. And anything else that has a sequel in which there are.
I think that we can decide. I think we can agree and decide that in Rosewood, they play black and white movies and sequels.
But only sequels.
And only sequels can be in color.
Yes.
If it's an original first version of a movie, it is in black and white.
Yes.
That's Andrew
Which is
Cunanan.
really important to know. And I'm really glad that we know that.
Absolutely. Next, Spencer talks to Veronica Slastings and she shows her the file that went missing. And obviously Veronica's like, okay, you took something.
She calls it useless. She's like, this is not
And
anything.
it's Sussiana Grande. It's sus. It's sus to me because she's like, Mum, this proves that Wilden was at Radley the night that Toburky
Cavanurky.
Keep up. Mama died. And Victoria says, you know what we need to do? Just help Toby move on. It's not important. Sus.
Is it Marion? Is it
Marion?
Marionurky. Cavanurky. No, it feels bad to speak ill of the dead.
Hey, she's not real. Marionurky.
Well,
Cavanurky.
I feel disrespectful.
Keep up.
Then,
and then Spencer gets a phone call.
No, Veronica gets a phone call.
And
then she hangs up and she, I guess, probably says, Mona has confessed to killing Wilden.
Fuck. Gog.
And then there's a montage of all the girls getting a text from Spencer, we can only assume.
Well, we know. And it says, SOS, Mona confessed to shooting Wilden. Call! !
Which I don't see anyone call anyone.
No,
and
we just see them answer.
Everyone just goes to the police station.
So then we're at La Policia.
We have a music moment. This is a really good music moment. I don't know what's playing, but it's just like a good music moment.
But there is non-diegetic music. Okay.
Yep.
Then we see the girls all there, and they see Mona at the police office. Like she's in a room that has the window, and they can see the window. And just as the police officer is like closing the blinds, close your damn blinds.
Can we both? We have close your damn blinds. Close your damn blinds. And they did.
And they did.
We both have to do it
before they close it, so that people outside that little interrogation room can't see Mona. Mona looks up.
Does the cheekiest little smile. And if you're watching, we're going to do it right now. If you're not, hello.
Okay.
3,
let's
do it.
2, 1. Scene.
I don't know what I did.
I don't know what I did either. But
and I don't remember what she did.
I
but
also
it was
wrote
a cute little
cheeky smile.
It's cheeky. And she's got those beautiful like big lips. And she's just like, and they're always glossy because she probably also put on lip gloss before she confessed.
Absolutely.
Because you have to put on lip gloss.
It's the law. Then, of course, there's an A scene where A is drilling a hole from under a house to make peepholes into someone's floor. We found out from the wiki description that was the De Laurenti home.
The De Laurenti home.
Wow.
That was a sick episode.
Incredible.
That was a great episode.
Let's get into our goddamn trivia
segments, seggies, seg rolls.
Nom, 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 nom.
I got no trivia.
Forgiven.
If you want to see if you want to get the explanation of these segments, head to our Instagram call.and.adult and check out the pinned post for like a breakdown of what they all mean because they're stupid. Keep up. Which is, we've made a thing that you can go look at to keep up.
Thank you.
All right. Who was the hottest adult of this episode?
For me, it's Ashley Marin in the goddamn orange jumpsuit.
She looks good in an orange jumpsuit.
Good in her.
Sorry.
Get it.
That's it. What was the yikes? What was the yikes of the episode? What was the yikes?
I mean,
crazy yikes.
Maybe just Hannah going to
in Ugg boots. Killing?
I was going to say just choosing to commit, say that she did a murder she did not do. No, yeah, it's the Ugg boots and the scarf and the leggings in this imagined killing. Don't put your Ugg boots in mud. They're expensive. They're an investment. They're not mud boots.
They're not mud boots. They're home boots, Peter Alexander. Who gets a buttercream from us, Daddy Hastings? Where's Daddy Hastings?
Where are you, Peter?
Who gets a buttercream? Okay.
Spencer was still in the file and being cheeky and having the cookie tin.
And Beckett, yes. And Beckett the intern as well, because he was kind of like, he was a crosser. He was like, I knew you stole that thing, but I let you. I don't know.
But I let you because you're cute. Mona for being cunt.
She's so cunt.
The cheeky smile.
Crazy.
The coaching Hannah through the murder thing.
Caleb for knowing better because we didn't say that she's like, leave me alone, I guess. And he's like, all right, I'll leave you alone. And then when he comes back, he's like, I didn't leave you alone.
I would never leave you alone with her.
I think it's literally that. So he can also have buttercream.
And for visiting Ashley Marin. Give her one. She's probably starving. She's probably eating gruel.
Oh my God, give her a buttercream. Honestly, a lot of people can have a buttercream in this episode apart from Aria.
No surprise.
She wasn't egregious. I just wish she was honest and was like, I want your dick.
Yeah.
Jake.
And who cares what Mike's doing?
No one. I can't explain how little we care about what Mike the teenage boy is doing. He's doing bad things. Probably. Who needs to wait for crazy bread? Hannah. Yeah, Hannah.
I think so.
It's a really noble idea. Doesn't mean it needs to be executed, doll.
No,
exactly. And like Mona, but she doesn't need to wait for crazy. Like she can have the crazy bread.
Just take the crazy bread.
She can have it. But
she invented crazy bread.
I think she did.
And
Noel Khan was like, I'm waiting for my crazy bread.
And she said, keep waiting.
Keep waiting, Khan. What gave us a hard cover? So what made us erect?
I mean, maybe Spencer walking in and being like, my cookies.
That was erect.
Hard.
And look, the guy that plays Jake is very attractive.
And Caleb being like, I will protect you. That's hot.
I will protect you. What gave us a soft cover?
Everything Aria did.
Yes. And like, I guess I want to say in like an emotional way, Pam crying made me sad.
Yeah,
made me not horny.
It made me not horny.
But it wasn't like disgusting. It was more just like, I'm sad.
Mama.
I'm sad for mama. And who gets a wine from Byron? Obviously Pam.
Pam can have a cask of wine. She
can have whatever she
Because she's on a budget. Because
she is on a budge though.
Because of everything going on
And now she has to send her kid to Nicaragua. Woof. And Ashley can also have a wine because we know she loves her vino.
And she needs it. She's going through it.
She needs it. And I would like Aria and Jake to have a wine together.
And then a 69.
Exactly. Have a wine and a 69. Let's stop fronting. No one cares about
No one cares. Then go see Insidious too.
Our favourite movie. Have you seen The Insidiouses?
Would never.
Cool. Neither.
Haley, think about how terrified I was to even watch Summer School.
Summer School's scary. Well, Original Sin was scary.
They're both scary. I'm not saying I don't want Rose Byrne to be hurt.
No.
Okay?
A national treasure. What was the line of the episode for me? It was
that
A really likes throwing cars at
yes,
people.
Exactly. Yep. Hard agree.
And that's it.
What an ep.
That was I love it. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Things are ramping.
They are.
Every episode we've ever done, we're like, things are heating up. It's always hot. It's always heating up because it's always hot.
This was an extra special episode.
It was. It felt very fun. Wow. Haley.
Ash.
I love you.
I love you and I love doing this with you.
I love doing this with you. The coffee's getting us crazy.
Toburky, Cavanurky.
Keep up.
Keep up.
Listeners, we love you.
We love you so much. Keep up.
Keep up.
Keep up with how many times we say we love you.
We love you. Keep up. And don't forget to keep
love.
up. If you're going to keep up, you must keep up. And also keep up with closing your damn blinds.
Close your damn blinds.
Close your damn blinds as if you were a police officer.
Before Mona gives a cheeky
little smile. Hiding her from the gurgles, all right?
And if you're listening right now, as we do our little wicked sign off, I want you, wherever you're going, I want you to just do the Mona smile wherever you are. If you've seen this episode, I just want you to smile at someone or the wall.
You can do it quietly to yourself even if no one's around. Just do it.
Do it to your partner out of context, your friend, your mum, your dad out of context, your animal, pet, whatever.
And make sure your blinds are closed while you do it.
Yes, and put on some lip gloss before you do it. All right. Toburky, Cavanurky. Keep up.
Want more? Beautiful listeners, if you didn't know, we actually have a Patreon, which we call the Dollhouse. So come hang out in our Dollhouse.
We also have a YouTube channel. So if you want to watch this episode and other episodes, head to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
And you can find all updates at our Instagram or look in the episode show notes.
We love ya.
We love you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Call an Adult. We appreciate you more than Alison appreciates immortality, my darlings. Please give the show some love by giving us a 5-star rating and review on your podcast platform of choice.
You can stay up to date on episodes by following our Instagram at call.an.adult, as well as our respective Instagrams at Ashley Crapapp and at Hayley Tanto. Have a lovely day, and don't forget,
Shut your damn blinds!
See ya! Call an Adult is recorded on the stolen lands of the Boonwurrung and Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of the land. Sovereignty was never ceded.